live streaming on our YouTube channel. So welcome everybody. Happy holidays. I was telling everyone here that this would normally be our holiday potluck night, but circumstances are such that we couldn't do that this year. I feel badly. I'll have to come back next year as a special guest if you guys do something like that. But I did wear my snowflake tie for the occasion, and I promise we do know that people are very busy, so we will make this as quick as possible. And all of my co-hosts, if you see people in the waiting room, please let them in. So we're going to get right to it. I'm going to go through a little bit of my report, and then I'll give it off to Madeline to do a treasury report, and then to Dr. Steinert for his, he's going to post the minutes. Or Madeline, were you able to share the screen for the minutes if we do so? Yes? Okay, great. So I have, like I said, I don't have a heck of a lot going on. I wanted to start with the DESA screening that we did. So the CEC last month had a resolution because we had issues with the DESA screening, and that screening was, you know, it gave pause to a lot of people. So the CEC sent a list of questions in the resolution, and lo and behold, the DOE actually responded to the list of questions that we sent them. And you know, we've done a lot of resolutions, and we usually hear crickets. So I just really want to, I really want to positively reinforce when the DOE does something that they're supposed to do, which is be responsive to parents and put out those questions. I want to thank Mr. Berman for emailing that response to all of the families, because everyone should have gotten that. So the bottom line is now that parents we had questions, there are answers, so parents will be able to make an informed decision about what's best for their child. And that's going forward, that should really be the template. Hopefully that's the template in the new administration, that parents decide, you know, we get the information and we decide what's best for our child. And that's how we move forward. And I'm really looking forward to that next year across a whole host of issues. And along with the DESA, I want to say we did book Robert Halligan for our next PTO meeting, which will be on a Wednesday evening, January 19th, instead of the usual Tuesday evening. And John is going to speak about the unfortunate incident with his son. His son was a middle school student who committed suicide a long time ago now. And he's made it his mission to bring awareness to all of the issues that happened with his son in his memory. So on January 19th, Wednesday, we're going to have that parent presentation. I don't really know the details, if it's going to be at the school, if it's going to be Zoomed, if it's going to be both. We have to figure that out when we get closer, when we see in January what school looks like. So we are going to do that. And then the next day, January 20th, he is going to have a wonderful presentation for the children. And he's going to do 3 shows. So we're socially distant for our 6th and our 7th graders. It's a fabulous project. It's a fabulous product. 8th graders saw it 2 years ago. My daughter still remembers it. So, you know, what with social distancing, we would normally do it for the whole school, but we couldn't really do that. And since 8th graders had already seen it, we thought this would be a good use of the time and the resources. And the 8th graders had that assembly. It was just for them last month. So that's something to look forward to. We're looking at stuff to spend our money on. And I asked Mr. Kaplan to put together a lighting package for our auditorium. When we had that assembly last month, there was some fabulous new lighting equipment that's like so compact, and they're LED lights now, and our lighting system is kind of obsolete. And a few years ago, we upgraded the soundboard. So I'm hoping that if he gets a package together for us, that we can upgrade the lighting equipment this year before we go. And we're always looking for things to do for the children. We're always looking for special things that we could do for the kids, and whatever Mr. Berman needs, we figure it out. We sit down, and Mr. Berman is one of the most transparent principals in the DOE. He looks at his budget, he looks at our money, and he spends money where he can spend it, and we pool money, and where he can't spend money, we do, and we pick up the slack. So we provided some wonderful breakfast for our teachers. We're doing pizza parties for the kids. And that's just something that we working together synergistically. That's the goal. Speaking of which, we also have our Parent Academy. Brianne Gasser spearheaded that, and that's something you're going to be hearing a lot about next year. We're going to start something to really get parent engagement and bring in more parents. And that, thank you, Brianne, I see you there. And that segues this to the other thing that I say every single meeting. Please think about getting involved with the PTO. We really need you. Kim and I and Madeline and Jason, we're leaving. We really need people to step up and start getting involved now, so we can hand it over to you guys and gals and everyone else next year to keep this thing going. We want to be able to really, we really want to be able to keep the momentum going and all the stuff that we've done over the last 5 years to hand it over. I want to talk now about the gala. We are having our gala, fingers crossed, on Friday, May 6th. And we do have a 6th grade parent who's volunteered to help out. And I'm so happy. I'm going to ask her to unmute. No, I've got to find you. Manal, I'm going to make you a co-host.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
How are you?
So Manal Zawabi, I believe I hope
Yes.
I got that right. Thank you.
Minal Zawabi, yes.
Manal Zawabi. So Manal, so thank you so much for agreeing to do the gala. I know you have a great background, so please give us your spiel.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Minal Zawabi, and my son Jad is in 6th grade right now in the Academy of Scientific Research. He's loving it. I'm a parent of 2 children. Jad is my oldest, and I have an 8-year-old daughter in the 3rd grade named Layla. I'm a District 20 parent as well as a District 20 employee. I am a school psychologist, and I'm also a licensed psychologist, so I practice privately. Oh, hi, Jolyn. Jad is in her class, she mentioned in the chat. So I'm very dedicated to District 20 schools, and I'm really looking forward to being involved, and hopefully the gala will be successful. I've been to a number of galas, and especially the one at our school that I work and also send my other child to is very successful, and I've learned a lot from the PTO there. So hopefully some of that will carry over, and I'm very excited to work with Vito and Kim and everyone else. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And yes, it is at the Diker Heights Golf Course. It's a beautiful space. We had it there 1 or 2 years. It's God, the years are blending together. I think we've done it 2 years there. And I think yours was there as well, right, Manal?
Yes. So we've had it there.
Madeline has had hers there. So we have a lot of experience. We kind of, I think, know the pitfalls, and we're just going to keep our fingers crossed for a beautiful evening. And it is, if it's a nice evening, it is a spectacular space. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm really hoping that this is a good event, and we hope our teachers come and our administrators and lots of parents. We get alumni to come. We're really going to try to advertise the heck out of it and make it a fun evening. So that's it. Madeline, do you think I forgot anything?
No, you're good.
I think I'm good. Great. So then I'm going to turn it over to you. You could share your screen and do the treasurer's report.
Hi, everyone. I'm Madeline Liguori-Link. I am the treasurer. So here's our treasurer's report. The beginning balance as of November 16th, we had a little over $84,000 in the account. We took in about $1,728 in membership dues this month. Snack Shack also accounted for some money coming in, roughly about $3,300, and we will have more deposits in the next report. Kim has been doing a fabulous job with our Snack Shack, and we brought in $45 in apparel for a total income of this period of $5,178.49. We also had a lot of expenses. A lot of our expenses were associated with Snack Shack. We did spend $4,000 on chamber theater productions. That was our assembly from last month. We had some reimbursements, some PTO operation costs, including our CPA, some bank fees. That was pretty much all of our expenses for a total of $7,353.29. And our balance as of December 9th is $82,086.66. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason prepared the minutes. We did send the minutes out, and Madeline, you're going to screen share them. Great. So we did screen share them. We're just going to leave them up there for a few minutes. I'd like to make a motion to waive the actual reading of the minutes. Can someone second that for me?
I second that.
Thank you very much. So we're going to just scroll down, and if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. If anybody wants to read the minutes word by word, put it in the chat. I don't see that. That's great. Great. Anybody have any questions or would like a few more minutes? Can I make a motion to approve the minutes? Anyone second?
Second.
If anyone's opposed, put it in the chat. I do not see any opposition. The minutes are approved. Thank you very much indeed, as they say in jolly old England. All righty, so that's pretty much all I have. I'm going to pass it over to our esteemed principal, Mr. Berman.
Thanks, Mr. LaBella, and good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming out to our December PTO meeting. I know it's the holidays, and it's time is short for everyone to get everything done and so forth. But I did put on my holiday sweater here. I hope I don't think it's an ugly sweater, but if you think it is, then that's okay. It could be that too. I want to wish everybody a very, very happy holidays in advance, and that this time that's coming up is well deserved by your children, and they've been working really hard. It's been a tough year for everyone transitioning back into, new routines, old routines, and sort of finding, all of us kind of finding our way as we're going through what seems to be kind of a lightning fast year. It's amazing how fast the holidays kind of crept up on us, between Thanksgiving and now the holidays, and before we know it, we'll watch the days grow longer, and springtime will be upon us. So I'll share a few things with you on our report, and this year has been great in a lot of ways, because really I have mostly just great news to share with everyone. So the first thing I would like to share is a welcome to two wonderful professional educators who are now officially designated as and selected as assistant principals at our school. First, Stephanie Pissarro. I congratulate Stephanie, and I'm so pleased to present her to our parents at this meeting. We just had a leadership team meeting this afternoon to finish out the C30 process for our two new assistant principals. So really hot off the presses, and really at both of their first sort of engagements, shall we say. Stephanie Pissarro and certainly not second in any way at all, Brianne Gasser. We are so fortunate to have both of these professionals who will be appointed as of tomorrow to our school, and who'll be here providing years of service to our students and our families. We, from, developing, a parent academy and increasing parent engagement to, programming our schools so that, your kids can have live instruction when we were remote last year. These are people who know our school, know education, and most importantly, know your children. They are really just such an integral part of our community, and they've demonstrated such a willingness to grow and learn that really we couldn't be more fortunate with both of these folks. So congratulations, Mrs. Pissarro and Mrs. Gasser. Mrs. Pissarro, you want to just say a couple things and say hi to our parents? Mute first, though. Oh, Vito, you have to unmute them because your plan didn't work.
I got it. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm very excited about the new opportunity ahead, and all the time that I'll be able to spend with your children and with you, and just great things to come.
Great. Thank you. And again, congratulations. Mrs. Gasser, can you unmute yourself? Are you able to? No?
Yep,
Oh,
I'm unmuted.
The dog to bark.
Hello. I'm just very excited to continue to work with the school community and the academy. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with everyone this school year. And if anyone on here would be interested in joining our Parent Academy planning team, you could send me an email and we'll make sure that you're involved in our planning. Thank you.
You're welcome, and congratulations to you too. And just wish you both lots of luck and many, many years of service at the Kristen McAuliffe School. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. And I know you'll make us proud. You already have. So that's great. I want to mention the not just the parent involvement, but Mr. LaBella mentioned getting involved. This is a great time for parents to get involved. In fact, Mr. LaBella mentioned this at our leadership team meeting, but there really has been a palpable swing in how parents' views have been concerned, how parents' views have been regarded as far as the city is concerned. And I really feel like things are moving in a way where your voices aren't just being heard, but you're being listened to. There's a difference between those two things. And I think now is a great time to really, get things done as a parent, as you think really should be, as you think things should be for your child's education. I think it's a welcome return to listening to parents and hearing them, and I would encourage you to get involved. I want to thank Mrs. Zoabi for stepping up to be the gala leader. That is a huge, huge job. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And if you are interested, I'm sure she'll be putting together a great team. And if you're interested in doing that or getting involved, I want to mention our snack shack and thank Mrs. Gillet and her team for really doing just a spectacular job in getting those snacks to the kids. I can't tell you how much they really, really enjoy it. It's amazing. But it's fun to make them happy. It really is, and it's nice to see them happy. And parents, if you're interested in getting involved to do things like that, and you know, it's not just about the money. The money is great, and that we have it to do things. And I'll talk a little bit about our budget and things like that. Money is great, but it's the non-material things that are really some of the most powerful results of you being engaged in our school, because it's good for your children, it's good for you, and it's good for our entire community when there are parents who are involved and are engaged. So it just doesn't make your child stronger. It just doesn't make you stronger. It makes our whole community stronger. So there are a lot of really good reasons to get involved. And I think Mr. LaBella is a great example of that. And I remember when he decided to really get involved, and he hasn't stopped since. I don't expect everybody to have the kind of endurance and drive that he does. I know that being retired affords more time to do certain things. I hope to experience that soon enough myself. But in the meantime, please, 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 just do whatever you can to get involved, and you'll be happy you did. I promise you that you will be. Just to go over a few more things regarding our budget and regarding some projects at the school. Great news. Back in 2008, during the last economic stimulus before all of this, we were a Title I school along with almost every other school in the city. But that money dried up and went away, and the requirements went back to what they were, and we lost our Title I status for quite some time. But this year, for the next school year, and hopefully the 2 years after that, sort of a 3-year cycle, we currently have met the requirement to be a Title I school for next year, which brings a lot of money to the school, literally about $1 million that we can project extra in addition to, which includes money for all kinds of things, including parent engagement and parent involvement, and help for students, and all different kinds of programs and things like that. So we're very, very excited about that. So that's a wonderful development for next year. This year, our budget are, I mean, we have more money this year than probably we've ever had in my 18 years as a principal here. Right now, we have allocated just about $500,000 for 2 major projects, kind of one big project to replace all of the air conditioning in the auditorium, as well as upgrade the air conditioning in the cafeteria. It's something that we've been trying to do. We tried to get it done last year, it just wasn't able to get done. But it does look like this year, this is a project that we're going to be able to have completed for next year, moving forward. These are two spaces that are used every day, almost every period, by our students, whether they're in the auditorium with our band or our chorus classes, or for events, assemblies. Right now, they have lunch in the auditorium 3 periods a day. So that is going to be a wonderful upgrade. We're actually getting rid of the window units in there, so that when our students are performing, whether it's plays or singing or musical performances, we don't have these blasting air conditioners to drown out our students and their work. So that'll be real nice. And of course, you know, our cafeteria is a tight space, which is why we currently use the auditorium as well. And there's a kitchen down there, a real kitchen, preparing lots and lots of lunches. So it does get very, very warm in there. So these are two sort of areas, and I'm really looking forward to getting those projects done this year as well. We're looking to the future for capital projects. We're looking for input from our parents and our families and even our students to present capital projects to the CEC for consideration in the next capital plan. The capital plan is a plan by the city that spans 5 years and allocates many hundreds of millions of dollars to school facilities for projects that range from bathroom and plumbing upgrades to gymnasium upgrades, auditoriums, and many things in between. So if you have any ideas about a large capital project, please send them our way, and we'll certainly present that. The CEC will then pick, I believe it's 5 projects from the district to present to the city, and hopefully those projects get funded. It's tough because there are a lot of schools and a lot of projects. It's very, very hard, but it does help when you have CEC folks representing particular schools when they want to select projects. So another good reason to get involved, and maybe at some different levels. That is, gosh, pretty much what I wanted to share. I'll just follow up one thing. The John Halligan Assembly parents, if there's one assembly that you see, it should be that one. It will make a difference in your life, and it could make a difference in your child's life for the better. His experience is something that no parent should ever have to go through, and it's an opportunity to learn and think about the kinds of things that you can do to help protect your family. And as parents, there's nothing more than I think we want to do than protect our families and make sure that they're safe. And this presentation will help you do that. It's moving, it's upsetting, it's depressing, it's scary, but it also can be uplifting and heartwarming, and it will certainly be enlightening. So please keep a lookout for that. The evening parent presentation. we've had Mr. Halligan here for, I would say, at least the past 10 or 15 years. So just about every student who's come through Krista McCullough has experienced his presentation. And Mr. Labella had the foresight to want to bring the parent presentation. So for the past few sessions, we've been having the parents presentation as well, and it's been very, very well received. So I do hope that you can join us for that. And so with that, I will sort of end the principal's report, and certainly if anybody's got any questions or concerns at all, when Mr. Labella's done, I'm happy to take some time and answer anything anybody's got.
Thank
Thank you
Mr.
very
Berman.
much for your attention. And again, I wish you all a happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr. Berman. Happy holidays to you as well. I want to just say a couple of things. I want to thank Mr. Berman. There was an article in New York Post several weeks ago that how New York City schools spend 7 times more on construction projects than other municipalities. And when I was talking about, my friend said, well, we pay 5 times more for drugs. Well, we're not talking about the difference between the United States and Canada or Europe or someplace else. We're talking about building a school in New York City versus building a school in Boston, Mass, or New Jersey, right over the bridge, is 7 times as much here. And there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm not happy about, that if I ever were to look at this in another capacity, I would really be interested in why that is. But I want to thank Mr. Berman, because Mr. Berman is a true fiduciary and a true steward of the city's money and the kids' money. Because we talk about equity, you know, we could do a lot more toward equity if we didn't have to pay 7 times as much for everything that we build. And Mr. Berman always manages to get the best deal, to hold the contractors responsible, to say, we're not going to overpay for this. And he does that. He's done this on numerous occasions. We had the coffee shop. He was really a great steward there, and he's a great steward with this project. It's still, in my opinion, overpriced, but we're not going to quibble. The good times are here. But it's important to think about this, because the good times are not going to be here forever. And you really need fiscal stewardship to know that, you know, you don't overpay for everything, especially if you want to expand and give offerings across the city, even to our most underserved neighborhoods. So that's something that I did want to say. I wanted to thank him for doing that.
You're welcome, and thank you for those kind words.
Yep. And I also want to mention our live streaming again tomorrow. I'm going to put in the chat. I'm going to put the link. If you can please subscribe to our YouTube channel and eventually to Mr. Berman's YouTube channel, or the Krista McCullough School YouTube channel will be great, because you need a certain threshold of subscribers in order to get certain functionalities. For example, you need at least 100 to be able to post videos more than 15 minutes. You need at least 100 and 30 days of existence to live stream. So if that's something that we should do over the holidays, so we get it live, so we could go for 30 days and get this thing going, and really have it in place definitely for the spring. Question for Mr. Berman about the graduation, which is on June 23rd. Do you know if we've purchased live streaming, if we can purchase live streaming, if that's something we could talk about? Do you have any info on that? You can unmute yourself, I hope.
Yep, I can. Thank you. I don't have any information about that, but I think that we did that last year at MCU Park. I think was a nice thing to be able to do for folks. And I think that that's something that we should certainly be able to do again. I imagine that at the Ford Theater, they may have that capability as well. And so I would expect that that's something that that we want to do again. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Yes, we'll do that. And of course, the PTO pays for a photographer to come. We're going to do that as well. And if parents think about anything else, please email me or Mr. Berman, and he'll get it to me, and we'll take it from there. So what we usually do is you put stuff in the chat, and we do a tag team, and I read it to Mr. Berman, and he answers it. So is that okay for Mr. Berman?
Works for me.
So with the raising confirmed COVID cases, is there any possibility of closing the schools? And what about the trip in January?
Yeah, I think, you know, schools can close. I think there are certain schools in New York City that have closed. I understand one of our schools in District 20 was closed. So I think that is a possibility. And I think if school closes, then certainly that puts the trip in jeopardy. I think one of the things about this trip, and this is one of the reasons why we planned it, is that the facility isn't going to be used by anyone but our students during that time. So as long as school is open, and of course we'll make a final determination as we get closer, but barring anything unforeseen, I do see that trip happening. That said, it is a bit scary to see what's going on with the levels of COVID and what's going on. And I think when we come back from the break, I think we'll know a lot more. That's, you know, I don't have, you know, the ability to sort of see any further, but I can just, you know, read between the lines, as I think we all can, to see what's going on around the city, what's going on around the country, and where this is going to lead us. So if we can't do the trip in January, then of course we'll refund your money and we'll try and reschedule the trip for a time that we can. And yeah,
Thank you,
but
sir.
I know the kids who went had a great time, so we got our fingers crossed.
So children marked as unexcused absence if the parents keep them home because of a positive COVID test in the class.
Okay, the only time a child is marked unexcused is when you don't send in a note. If we don't get a note, it's an unexcused absence. If you send in a note saying my child was absent today because they didn't feel well or whatever, we code it as parent note, whatever it is, code 6, or I don't remember. It's been a long time. That was one of my former jobs as an assistant principal, was being an attendance coordinator. If you send in a doctor's note, we code that as a doctor's note. So I hope that answers the question. The only time it's an unexcused absence, unlawful, whatever you want to call it, is when there's no note. For high schools and things like that, it doesn't really matter for the most part. An absence is an absence. You're you're not in school that day. So there are other codes that we have that can be used for absences. For example, if children go to a particular competition, right? They're not in school, all right? If they go, whatever, so they're not in school that day, right? But they're at a DOE facility, so there's a code for that, or they're at another facility on a competition. We've had kids who've done that. So, yeah. So the bottom line, send in a note.
So a child was out because of a partial class closure for quarantine. Didn't send a note. Does it matter because you know about it, or should she send a note lately?
Always send in a note.
Send a note. Please send in a
Just
note.
to be sure, just send in a note.
Great,
Absolutely.
thank you. I got a text. Someone said Regents were canceled. Is that true, or?
Okay, well, yes, but January Regents.
Okay.
There are Regents exams that are offered at the high school level, maybe in some middle schools. I don't think so, but there are Regents exams at the high school levels that are offered in January, depending on what students need. Those have been canceled.
And it certainly
That will
doesn't mean
not-
that June is going to be canceled.
Has nothing to do with the June Regents right now, and right now it has no bearing on the algebra Regents for our students.
Marina asked if absences are not going to matter for high school. That's correct. I believe we could also do a really quick admissions question. We did get back our geographic preference, so that if you're in District 20, you have a geographic preference for our Brooklyn high schools, which are Fort Hamilton, Bay Ridge, Telecommunications, I'm sorry, and New Utrecht. I was for getting rid of the geographic priorities, because what it does mean is that our District 20 students lost any real chance of getting into great Manhattan schools like Baruch and Millennium and Lab, and there's a whole ton, Clinton, a whole ton of schools in Manhattan that our kids would really be very competitive for. And I think that's the reason why they took away that, they put back the geographic preference, because we would be forcing a lot of Manhattan kids out if we did have them. So that being said, we're still in the same position of we really do not know what's happening. We know that they could do some kind of screening, but absence and lateness, that's not going to be an issue for any school anywhere. That's an equity issue. So we don't have to worry about that. We don't really know. It'll be some kind of threshold, probably with a lottery component put in with set asides. So that's a big mouthful. If anybody needs any more information, I'm sure Mrs. D, and you can email me and or anybody really, and we'll try to work our way out of that and clear that up. I did want to introduce Yamin Lau. I saw her in the participants screen, and I wanted to just say hello. She's our assistant treasurer. I wanted to thank her for coming tonight and thank her for work. She's going to work with Madeline and really figure things out, because she's another 6th grade parent, and hopefully she could get involved going forward. Yeah, I don't see any. Look at this. I don't see any questions in the chat, guys. So 7:46. This is your opportunity here. Madeline, do you have anything?
I do not.
Jason?
Nothing on my end either.
There we go. Here. Anybody out there? Mr. Berman, anything to close?
Just have a great holiday. I wish you all just great times, great experiences, and be safe.
Thank you so much, sir. Happy holidays, everybody. 7:47. You guys have a great night and a great break. Take care.